10 cats, the American Dream. It's Reginald D. Hunter. You can count on her. It's Rachel Riley. And their team captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, shut up, it's Gemma Collins. Just joshing, it's Josh Whitcomb. And their team captain, John Richardson. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 25% of couples say they experiment in the bedroom? We do. Last week, we put the chest of drawers next to the window and the cupboard over by the shoe rack. I like to keep it fresh. 35% of single women worry they've missed the boat by holding out for Mr. Perfect. Don't worry, ladies, you can have Mr. Perfect if that's what you call one of your many cats. And 1 in 10 people would rather meet a date online first. If you think chatting online lets you get to know the real person before a date, you've clearly never turned up at an amusement arcade clutching a bunch of balloons, only to discover you've been chatting to an undercover child protection officer, who fortunately was a big fan of the show, so it all turned out OK. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Sean's team, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
Yeah, European Championships. I reckon they're talking about that. I mean, a lot of people are talking about that.
It's quieter than normal, though. It's not as much. I reckon everyone's getting ready for the Olympics.
Everyone's waiting for the racism to kick off. That's why it's quiet. Because there's been so much lead up to it that the fact that it's like if you had a party and you had a massive balloon and you just held a pin next to it like that. And you went, how's the party? Is everyone enjoying the party? Everyone would really be thinking, when are you going to burst that fucking balloon? Because I'm going to cry when that happens.
How scared are you of a balloon bursting?
You're telling me you don't have an ounce of fear when someone's blowing a balloon and they get to that point where the colours started to fade and it's too big and you want to say to him, it's big enough, stop!
John, that's when I hold my eyelids open and walk right up to the balloon.
The only time I've got interest in football is when Peter Crouch and David Beckham are playing, and basically...
Such a weird mix.
That famous heartthrob, Peter Crouch.
I love it. I love that dance he does.
That dance he does?
That's not it.
You're the only
You're
person.
thinking of dressage.
I love Spurs, that's who I support.
Right.
And they're not playing, are they, in the Euros?
They're not playing in the Euros, no.
As a Spurs fan, you'll know that the Spurs manager left this week. His name was...
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. He's got quite a Cockney accent now. He's really picked up English, Jose Mourinho.
Or is it Harry Redknapp?
Harry Redknapp.
That's it. I love Harry. I love
gone.
Harry.
You know what I didn't like about the match against France was it started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have to watch it with my kids, which ruins it, because they just ask loads and loads of questions. So it starts off, it goes, who's in the white shirts? You go, that's England. Oh, we live in England, don't we? Yes. Who's in the blue shirts? That's France. Why is he wearing yellow? He's the referee. What does he do? He tells all the rules. What are the rules? You can't pick the ball up. Why is that man picking the ball up? He's the England goalkeeper. England? Why is he wearing green? You go, oh. In the end, I just recorded it and put Happy Feet on and got my own back. You go, why is that penguin talking? They can't knit scarves.
There's a new player that I didn't know, the 18-year-old from, is it Arsenal? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He can actually form sentences and everything. I watched an interview with him and it was like, this is an England footballer. He's really articulate and he can speak. It's amazing.
Someone's got to cry.
He's got a great name, Oxlade-Chamberlain. It sounds like a fold-away bicycle, doesn't it? Yes. I commute with my Oxlade-Chamberlain and I'm ready to ride.
I think he's 18, he must be gutted.
He's 22, isn't he?
No, he's 18.
He's the youngest player apart from Rooney to play in the Euros. Is he? I think.
This guy's doing the stickers, Sean. I wouldn't question him on Euros.
Right.
Has anyone got their swaps?
You're not actually collecting the stickers, are you?
Yes.
The Panini stickers book.
Yeah, but I didn't want it to come out like this. I thought I'd at least entice a girl back to my bedroom before I brought out my swaps.
How many do you need now?
How many do I need? 250 stickers and 1 girlfriend. Does anyone have the England shiny?
It's dreadful, the shiny. It's not the official badge because it's not licensed because we go with Merlin. But I'm not doing the stickers because I'm cool.
Weirdo alert! Are you doing the stickers
John
as well?
is doing the stickers. I've swapped with John.
You're collecting the stickers?
I am acquiring stickers.
I can't believe you two are collecting You're grown men!
Me and Josh were together in Greenwich last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we went on the hunt for stickers.
Do they have any stats on, or is it just the pictures of the blokes?
Oh, now she's interested.
I've got an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that...
Oh, I need that. Theo Walcott, I'll swap you.
Oh.
This may be the most tragic thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty much what the newsagent said when I said, "Are you doing the stickers?" And he just looked at both of us and went, "No."
Oh, what's the pleasure of it?
The pleasure is in putting the stickers exactly in the lines.
I think if it was scratch cards, it'd be worth it, but not what you're doing.
You look at me like I'm filthy, like I've just admitted that I like to shit on dead hedgehogs or something. I think what you're doing is just a little bit... I mean, if it was... Why is a scratch card better than a sticker book?
Because you, like...
I like the way you've got really outraged. Why is that really bad?
Hey, a scratch card's £1 and a packet of stickers is 50p, so financially I'm up straight away. When you scratch a scratch card, you throw it away, you bin it. When I collect a sticker, that's in my book and I've got that forever.
John started this conversation by pretending he didn't collect the stickers. And now it's come out, he's the biggest ambassador for them in Britain.
Here's an amazing statistic. Going into this tournament in the Euros, England have never won their first game, have never beaten Sweden in a competitive match, and have never beaten the host of the tournament.
I learned that in a sticker book.
Well, let's have a look and see whether Euro 2012 is one of the most talked about things this week. Of course. Yes, Euro 2012. At the time of recording, we don't know the result of the England-Sweden match. So to be safe, I'll do 2 versions. Bad luck, England, and well done, Sweden. John, what else will the nation be talking about this week?
It must be Leveson. It's been like Steps the reunion there this week. These old figures, John Major's back and Gordon Brown's back, and you look at them and you think, oh, I'm glad you left.
We've got Gemma here for a reason. Gemma, the Leveson inquiry.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't know what it's all about. Is this about the politicians being corrupt, 3 of them? Weren't they bribed and paid off? I do know about this.
I hope
That
to
thing?
God you are called to the Leveson inquiry. That would be the best TV of all time.
Is Levington a place, then?
Is Levington a place? Yeah. But this is the Leveson inquiry.
I'm starting to realise the true consequence. If the only way is Essex, we are all knackered.
I'm from Essex as well, leave me alone.
You're from Essex
I'm
as
from
well.
Essex,
What
yeah.
do you think of the Leveson inquiry?
But they're all contradicting each other, so it's a bit pointless, because they're supposed to tell the truth, and it's probably illegal for them to lie in this inquiry. But then they're completely, one saying this happened, the other one saying it definitely didn't happen.
No, but if the Rebecca Wade thing, she keeps coming out and saying, one day the truth about all this will come out. And you go, well, yeah, that's why we're here. That's why you're in trouble, because the truth will slowly come out.
I always find it funny when, especially when in certain inquiries, when the government decides that it will investigate itself. It's like if your wife comes up to you and says, have you been cheating? I don't know, baby. I think I'm gonna investigate myself. And then I'm gonna file a report, about 2,200 pages. You read through it, you tell me if you think.
The thing about Leveson now is it's been going on ages, and actually we're starting to realise now that the consequences of the press being cleaned up is that you don't get the stories that you used to. And celebrities can get away with anything now because they're not allowed to intercept their messages. So the celebrities all over the country just leaving filthy messages. We had Jenny Bond on last week, and after the record she asked if she could have my number. And she told me it was for a panel show thing. The filth. I dread checking my answer phone now. You have 12 new messages. Oh. Just all at like 2, 3 in the morning. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to stick that in a... I've never heard the likes.
Sticker in an album, is it?
Yeah. John, I'm going to steal your stickers.
Just put it in upside down.
Oh.
I can tell you that the Leveson inquiry is not in our top 3. But David Cameron told the inquiry there was no nod and a wink arrangement between the Tories and News International, whilst vigorously nodding and winking. OK, still 2 more things to get. Fingers on buzzers. OK, Sean.
Is it gay marriage? Or garage, as I like to call it. The church are concerned about it, that they'll be forced to marry gay people in churches. It's like they've thought, this is the thin end of the wedge. What next? Horses?
Don't 80% of people under 50 are they supposedly for gay marriage? So why don't? What's the problem?
Yeah, just get over it.
It's the problem they've got is they've got a very, very diminishing congregation. People say churches are half empty. They're not. They're too big. They should be like little, tea huts. If you go on the outside of a town, they've got those big retail sheds like Halfords. It'd be like having one of those for a key cutter. It's just a bloke sitting there with a key cutting machine, this massive big shed. It's not the appropriate building for the marketplace.
Well, what do you make of this, Reg, the gay marriage thing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you are like a gay enthusiast.
I would describe myself as a gay enthusiast, yeah.
If you are a gay enthusiast, you probably would more enjoy the company of other gay enthusiasts. So...
You make it sound like a hobby.
Well, they make it look like it's fun. So...
Can I just say something?
Are you on the way to a wedding now?
No, I want this especially for you.
Well, thank you very
you look
much.
like the man from Del Monte in that suit.
Thank you.
But basically, you know...
You said yes a few times, I would imagine.
Basically, the church... Oi, pack it in. The church has this thing, we will welcome anyone through our doors and everything. And really, a lot of people hide in the church. You've got a lot of these people that work in churches. You see documentaries on it. They've molested children when they have been in their church.
Right.
So I don't think the church has the right to turn around and say, if you're gay, you can't get married in the church, because what goes on in a lot of churches isn't 100% anyway. Take that.
Yeah, look good. Of course I know what you mean. A lot of what happens in churches ain't 100%. It's a fact.
It's inherently un-Christian to discriminate in any way. The question you should ask as a Christian is, who would Jesus do?
The big question for me is, why would anyone want to marry a bloke? But we had a bloke sleep on our sofa recently. I mean, there was a smell in the house for about 2 days.
But you have to remember that before your wife got to you, you smelled like that, too.
I don't understand why anyone would want to marry anyone. I mean, get together, sure, your bills are half price. I understand. I get it. TV licence is going up, gas is going up, electric's going up. Share it with someone, but don't bring paperwork into the eventual demise of your love.
I think it's respect. If you actually marry someone, it shows that, there's respect there.
Right.
Because, listen, you get a nice ring out of it, and not only that, basically, you have a fantastic day, but if you've been with someone for years and they can't even get down to Tiffany's and buy you a decent ring,
God.
get them gone.
Do you not know where Tiffany's is?
Yeah, Bond Street.
Nip down and get one yourself then, love.
No, I'm not saying that. I can buy my own ring.
Josh, what do you make of gay marriage?
I don't like going to weddings. I find it stressful. I'd just get rid of marriage.
If you don't have weddings, the only time the whole family gets together is at funerals, and that is depressing.
Very true.
Not all the family, because there's one that's...
OK, let's see if it's up there. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing still to get. OK, Sean.
Olympics, innit?
So what's the big Olympic story this week?
Well, they've given us a sneak preview of the Olympic opening ceremony, which is going to be a pastoral scene of Old England by Danny Boyle.
All right, let's have a look at this model.
Basically, he looks like Springwatch. The Chinese had 10,000 Shinto drummers. We got Kate Humble and some owls. It looks like John Craven's wedding cake, doesn't it?
I don't want a... They're going, it's going to show the countryside in its true colours. I'm from the countryside. It's going to be a spa that isn't open till 3 p.m. and then like a motorway going through a meadow and then a farmer shooting a dead horse and then turning the gun on himself.
Shooting a dead horse?
That's how boring the countryside is.
There's a big Shakespeare theme to the whole thing, isn't it? There's a massive Shakespeare. They're going to have 900 people doing characters from Shakespeare running around. You're thinking, has he got the wrong Stratford?
I don't mind, to be honest. Having an opening ceremony seems sensible to me. You invite everyone, you have a big party, you go, hey, it's starting. We're spending the same amount on a closing ceremony, which is after everyone's going to have come here, beaten us at all the things we do, and then we're going to thank them with a big party going, oh, safe journey home. Sodom. At the end, we should just switch everything off and say, right, piss off, find your own way home now.
It's a solid idea, yeah.
I think it's really boring, full stop. And what is the Olympics going to do for us? What's it all about?
I don't know what... I don't know where to begin.
How is it going to change our lives? It's not.
It's not going to change your life, no.
No. It's not going to change my life. You know, we've got the football, we've got the tennis, we've got dancing on ice. What more do you need?
Reg, what do you make of this opening ceremony?
Fantastic. I hope they do more of it.
Positive. Whatever anyone did would be up for ridicule. The Chinese put on such an elaborate show, it's very difficult to match. I would have done something much more simple, much cheaper. I'd have filled the Olympic Stadium with Marmite, like a big lake of Marmite, and got Steve Redgrave to row across it.
People would say, well, I either love it or I hate it.
You're not allowed to bring food into the stadium. I don't know how they're going to stop that, you know, like meat. Like in pork pie down your trousers. You've got a meat detector, just an archway of dogs.
That's a lovely idea. Let's have a look and see whether the Olympic opening ceremony is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, details of the Olympic opening ceremony have been revealed. So, in the London 2012 opening ceremony, there'll be 70 sheep, 12 horses, 3 cows, 2 goats, 10 ducks and 3 dogs. In Beijing, that was just the buffet. So at the end of that round, John, Josh and Gemma have no points. Sean, Reg and Rachel have 3 points. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. John, Josh and Gemma, your turn first. What do you like the look of?
Let's have the picture of Gemma.
OK, there we go. Here's your related question. Most people think their life would make a good reality TV show. True or false?
False.
Do you think false? You don't think people think...
Only if you're from Essex.
John, what do you reckon?
In truth, nobody's life is exciting. That's what telly's for, to show you things that aren't in your real life, because I do that every time.
Josh, do you watch any of these shows?
No, but I'm going to start.
It's very difficult to present yourself in an acceptable way, isn't it, if you're being filmed all the time? I mean, I can do bursts of pleasantness.
I think it's partly cultural. I think a lot of Americans think that they're stars undiscovered. So they think if I could just make this into a movie or get this on reality TV, somebody would just love it and pay me lots of money. Whereas British people kind of go out of their way to stay humble, kind of worried about getting up your own ass and stuff. So if someone came up to the average British person and said, you know, reality TV, that's for you, and they go, preposterous, because that's just...
Sean, what do you think?
True.
John, what would you go?
False.
You're all saying false. OK, I can tell you the answer is false. Only 28% of people think their life would make a good reality TV show. What's better, Geordie Shore, Towie or Made in Chelsea? That's a bit like saying, what's more fun to catch, TB, diphtheria or rickets? Sean, Reg, Rachel, pick a question.
The beautiful picture of some shoes.
OK. This week, a study claimed that 90% of a person's characteristics can be correctly guessed from the shoes they wear. So here's your question. Most Brits judge other people by their shoes. True or false?
To me, shoes are just a barrier between dog shit and my socks.
Gemma. you think you judge people by their shoes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's an Essex thing.
It's an Essex...
No, what it is, if you're looking at someone as the next potential husband or date or whatever, you have to look at his shoes.
Well, take a look, then.
No, from your shoes, they're nice shoes. They're smart, they're clean, they're tidy. They look expensive. That means you're all right.
That means I'm... John, shoes?
I've got shoes on, but that was such a graceless move, though. I thought, you know, I don't want all my swaps to fall out of my back.
Yeah.
Can someone get John a new hamstring? Because that one has snapped.
Not many people know that John Richardson's got a wooden leg.
Yeah, they're nice.
A bit close to your face, that's your problem with these shoes, isn't it?
Yeah, you're...
Are you broken? Josh, what are you rocking? What have you got?
Yeah, they're all right.
This is actually quite comfortable.
Not for me.
You have to have, like, pointy-toe shoes or loafers out Russell and Bromley, and then you're all right in Essex.
Do you know that saying in Essex at the end of the sentence doesn't just make it right?
You're right. You always say it. That's funny.
Can you judge a person by their shoes? Do you judge people by their shoes?
I don't normally notice shoes.
What do you mean? Look at your shoes.
Can you take yours off? I'm going to get me a
And
pair.
if that fits me, does that mean I'm a princess?
Do you need to get down there? Shouldn't ask that, should I?
I've got a shoe here. This is my shoe. There you go. Fun-loving, carefree, flamboyant, loves the theatre. What does this shoe say about me, then?
I think when you waggle a shoe on its own, it says homeless man. What does it say about me?
When you drink beer out of it. A mate of mine poured beer in his shoe, and he just went, beer in a shoe. Like, it's a really brilliant idea he'd come up with. Beer in a shoe, innit?
What shoes you got on? So
in
we
an
want you to
attempt to-
judge these shoes,
Right,
Gemma.
I'm
Judge
going to be
these
like
shoes.
Simon Cowell now. Have these shoes got the X Factor? Yes, they have. But I'm not looking at him as a potential husband.
Why not?
Because I'm with someone now.
Oh my God!
You don't know.
Put your shoe away, Reg, you're not in the game. Do you mean I wasted my time putting my shoe on?
OK, let's get some answers on this. Most Brits judge other people by their shoes. True or false?
There's those generic shoes, aren't there? There's those shoes like everyone wears, Converse. So how can you judge? I mean, millions of people wear those. Or Ugg boots. Loads of people wear Ugg boots.
What are you saying, Sean?
False.
You think false? What do you think, John?
True. 100% true.
It's 100% true. OK, you're going true, you're going false. I can tell you the answer...
I was going to say 99% true, Jimmy.
OK, I can tell you the answer is false. Only 45% of people judge others on their shoes. 45%, though. Still a lot. I went shoe shopping with my girlfriend. I asked her, which ones do you want? She told me Jimmy Choos. So I said, all right, get the cheap ones. You can tell a lot about a woman from her shoes. For example, if they're behind her ears, she likes you. So at the end of that round, it's 1 point for John's team and 4 points for Sean's team. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Top way to prove your masculinity. What do you think?
Get the button first. Is that one?
It's that one, yeah.
I was going like that.
Yeah. It's that or that. You can't do...
Yeah! Let's make up some new ones.
OK, top way to prove your masculinity. Reg, what do you think? What's the best way to prove you're a man?
Do what you want to do. Just walk down the street and be unaware of or not care if people look at you. Make sure that when you go somewhere, you're going the way you want to go. And when you get there, make sure you only stay as long as you want to stay. And then when you're done, come on back and go wherever you want to go. And then after a while, people will be always like, wow, you do what you want to do. You must be a man.
I'm going to do it, Reg. I'm going to follow your lead.
Yeah.
I am what I am. I'm my own special creation. So come take... No. The whole song, man. That's quite happy. I decided to stop because I was too worried about what people would think.
Big bone. Walk around with a big...
Yeah, no, it's like an animal bone, yeah.
Like a cow's leg or something. Walk around with a big cow's leg.
Yeah.
Just walk around with that. Arr.
So, Gemma, what do you think? What's the best way for a man to prove his masculinity?
Just be like the perfect gentleman.
What would the perfect gentleman do? Is it opening car doors?
Trips to Tiffany's.
I think to show your masculinity, you have to be a geezer and just, like, let everyone know you're a... But you know they're a man, because they look like a man.
Not always. I had a trip to Thailand once. Whew. So when you're saying be the perfect gentleman, you mean sort of open the door for someone, but then possibly slam their head in it?
Yeah.
Go on, you fucking toilets.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to understand, because I just am. Masculine.
I think you know by their beard.
Well, it's sperm count, isn't it? That would actually prove your masculinity.
What's more masculine, though, to have, like, 1,000,000 tiny ones or one massive one?
Like a big
I'm not saying I have, but...
It's like a big squid. I'll try and put it in the front.
I struggle with masculine people. They scare me. But the most masculine... I was in a pub and there was two guys having a chat behind me and one of them said, oh, big night out last night. Bloody hell, do you remember when your leg caught on fire? And the other guy went, no. And I think he's the most masculine man I've ever met.
Top way to prove your masculinity. Let's have some proper guesses, come on.
Falconry without a glove. That's hard, isn't it? Just take the pain.
Changing a light bulb.
What the general term for that?
DIY.
It's the right answer. Yes, the top way to prove your masculinity is being good at DIY. Being good at DIY certainly makes me feel more masculine. I built my own sauna, invited the guys round. It was hot. OK, best thing about being a pensioner?
Countdown.
The best thing about being a pensioner is the little wheelie trolley. You get to carry around for all the things you find. Yeah. Sometimes you see, like, a nice fur cone, don't you, or something like that, and you've got nowhere to put it when you're a young, hip dude like what I am, but when I'm older, zip it open, I'll keep a fur cone in there. I see someone's dog I like, I'll just have that. Leave it home. What have you got? I don't know, I can't remember, but I'm sure it's fun. That's my voice when I'm older.
In many ways, some people are already pensioners, aren't they, John?
The best thing about being a pensioner, I think, is that you can do what you want to do. My father's 93, and he occasionally visits a sex worker, or, as they say back home, a chicken head. And...
what the who then?
A chicken head. A woman who has sex for money to support her crack addiction.
Oh, and the chicken head is a
colloquialism. Yeah.
Sure, gotcha.
I asked him, I said, how does it go? You know, he said, well, she's a real nice young lady, and he said, sometime it go up, sometime it don't. But if it don't, she don't charge me. She a real sweet girl.
Reg D. Hunter Sr., we salute you.
Nice when you're older, you get to tell people they're attractive and it's not pervy. Like, old people always go, oh, aren't you pretty, aren't you bonny? And there's no weirdness, they're just... If you say it at my age, it's just weird. You go, oh, you're pretty.
At your age, you're in the prime years, you are a significant sexual threat.
Have you not met John? That is not a significant sexual threat.
Well, he is not a significant sexual threat to you, obviously. But to somebody out there, he is a significant sexual threat.
There's a sock. There's a sock in a drawer somewhere, quaking. Sorry.
OK, best thing about being a pensioner. It is something you don't do.
Something you don't do?
Yes.
You don't have to work.
That's the right answer. Yes, the best thing about being a pensioner is not having to work. Of course, in the north of England, some grannies have to work well into their 30s. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Josh and Gemma have 1 point. Sean, Reg and Rachel are the winners with 6 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, Lord of the Dance, it's Louis Spence. For Blimey Governor, it's Mickey Flanagan. And their team captain, John Richardson. And facing them tonight, All Brit Pet, it's Sarah Milliken. It's Racy Lady, Georgie Thompson. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Thank you. Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys, statistics, and this week, I'm guessing, me. But before we get to that, 15% of prisoners are on drugs. How do they get hold of so many drugs in prison? I guess they're smuggled in by some arsehole. Yeah, bum jokes still work, good news. The average Brit spends 121 hours sitting on the toilet every year, which is about 20 minutes a day if you can work it out, or 40 minutes a day if you can't work it out. And Mexico City is the worst place in the world to be a commuter, especially for me. I work in Shepherd's Bush. Right, well, I can't put it off any longer. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean. Sean, Sarah, Georgie, anything you've been chatting, anything caught your eye in the papers?
Well, Jimmy...
This week.
We all like to put a bit of money away for a rainy day. Don't we? But I think you're more prepared than Noah. I think you've grabbed a few headlines this week. In fact, when I heard that you were on the front page of the paper, to be honest, I was expecting a lot worse. I was expecting to see, like, one of those white police tents in the background and a copper holding your laptop in a see-through carrier bag. So I was quite relieved when I found out what it was really for.
On the plus side, at least you've been in a top 5 list of something.
Blimey.
Georgie Thompson?
There's got to be, you know, a positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a positive spin. But thank you.
We can all now see why you work so hard. You get to keep all the money. But you've apologised, haven't you? You've apologised today.
I have apologised, Sean, and in my defence... No, I got nothing.
I just want to ask you this question, because in your apology it said, my accountant said to me, do you want to pay less tax? and it's totally legal. Can you answer, when you were having that conversation, were you on a telephone and was there thick plastic glass between the two of you? Did he have like a sort of boiler suit type uniform and a very sort of brutal haircut? Because the best accountants, that's where they are, in jail.
It was when he was in Jersey. Did you just go like on a holiday once and think, this is lovely? Probably just going to leave some stuff here. You know, like at my boyfriend's, I've got a hairbrush. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's the case, is it? No.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You know what, though? You know what? OK, now, this is me getting political. Shit. Now, well, sort of. There's no rest in it. I mean, what Tony... No, it's not Tony Blair now. It's our Prime Minister.
You know what? You are near enough.
No, it's Nick Clegg, and what's his name? What's his name? He's so nondescript. Wanker. Let's call him Wanker. Okay, there you go. Now, for him to say it's immoral, I mean, I think that's a bit wrong from him, isn't it, really? I mean, you know, talking about moral...
I know. What have I ever said about David Cameron?
Exactly. And the fact is...
Literally hundreds of things every week. Absolutely fair enough.
If they hadn't made that law, you know, they made it for them originally, you see, so it's all right for them. It's just not all right for the common man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think anyone is thinking of me as the common man.
And also, and then they're saying about, you know, you're going to take Gary's OB or MBE away, you know what I mean? I mean, at least he gives us pleasure with his song, You Make Us Laugh. What do they do when they rape us for our fucking tax? Nothing. They make us cry. Do you know what I mean?
Louis, I mean, Jimmy is funny, but 1%, fuck me.
Yeah.
Did you bid him down a bit, Jim? Did he go, look, can't we call it 0.5?
Any political rant is weakened by not knowing the name of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, but
I think Louis' political opinions are best expressed through the medium of dance.
Oh, yeah, so... here we go.
I didn't think I could feel any worse. But there it is.
I thought this week of all weeks we might get to the second round before you did a dance.
Yeah.
I didn't think... What a pleasure it is to be sat next to the only man in Britain more flexible than your accountant, Jimmy. We were here a week ago, weren't we, having a good old laugh? And now you've lost the moral high ground to News International and David Cameron. They can only make jokes about Hitler, Harold Shipman and Chico from the X Factor. That's it. I don't understand. Tell me it's all a lie.
Well, John, I hate to sound like I'm passing the buck, but I tell you who I blame for this whole mess. Me. It's entirely my fault. It's actually quite a complicated arrangement, but I think from a legal standpoint now, I'm actually a member of Take That.
Should have got my accountant. I got a brilliant accountant. Best accountant in the world. I got Stephen Hawking. He's put my money in another dimension.
Why didn't they make Gary Barlow the poster boy and not you?
Well, I think... lots of people said in the papers this week, yeah, why is there one rule for pop stars and one rule for comedians? But may I be the first to say, absolutely fair enough. It's Gary Barlow. He used to be in Take That. Leave him alone.
Well, as they're called now, Keep That. Yeah.
I never knew what OBE stood for. It turns out it's Offshore Banking Expert.
Well, wasn't the worst thing? You were saying, weren't you, they put a fat picture of you in the paper.
That was unfair.
That's fucking sacrilege. Look at him. The epitome of health, thin, gorgeous, a well-tailored suit, and they put a fat picture of him in the paper.
I'll be honest, that wasn't the worst thing about my week.
In the East
extent, you are a godlike figure now, though. You're known as the slippery one. You've overtaken the Cray twins in respect.
I quite like the new you, because I've never seen you vulnerable before.
It's humble, isn't it?
It's kind of sexy, to be honest.
What, you and Louis?
I love a broken man. I like a man who looks like he's on the verge of tears at any point.
He does look like he needs a bit of a cuddle, doesn't he? He does.
No.
There should be absolutely no sympathy at all. I mean, I really appreciate it, but there should be no sympathy for me at all. It's my own stupid fault. That's what it is.
I think actually what it is, you've got an illness. I think you're actually...
That's not in the papers till Sunday.
No. I think you're suffering from a problem that's affected a lot of people. It's called tax intolerance. I think you've got that quite badly. You might even be HMRC positive.
See, I honestly thought if I was going to get into trouble for anything this year, it would be a joke about the Paralympics.
Right. Well, you can still do that. Why not do the double?
Pretty much do anything now.
I think if UK Uncut get hold of you, you might be in the Paralympics by the end of the day. What I don't understand is there's been some defence of you, I'll say that. Ridiculous defence. The term legal loophole, I don't... That's like saying if someone bends over in front of you in the street, you are presented with a legal loophole. It's not really your
Don't say
fault.
that sitting next to Louis.
I wouldn't call it a legal loophole.
An administrative nightmare in your case, but...
Well, the thing is to remember is it's not illegal. What Jimmy did is not illegal. But then again, neither's farting in a lift, is it? But... I'll wait till I get to reception. You know, you think about other people. That's probably where you might have let yourselves and others down.
But, Jim, if the one serious question I want to ask you is, did you not think there was a possibility you would get tumbled, as they say? You know, because that's what I would have thought, and I didn't go to Cambridge. This might come out, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
Did you not think that, or did you just think, fuck 'em, I'll write it out?
Not at all. I didn't... I mean, I think not to be glib about it, but I don't think I really thought at all.
You didn't think it might come out?
No, I didn't think about it at all. Just thought it's a you know, I don't know, but I just didn't really think. That's, you know, that's really stupid thing. It's really, I made a very, very poor judgment call on what to do.
Have you got that 15 quid you owed me then?
I could tell you about the work I do for charity, but I don't think lying's going to make this any better, is it?
But you know, you've been a bad lad and you've apologised.
Yeah.
So that stands for something, doesn't it?
But men learn very quickly that sorry is not enough. You learn that very... You know, you go home and you go, I'm really sorry, I should have come home this year.
Well...
And the wife don't go, well, as long as you're sorry...
When will you learn that flowers solve everything?
You think I should buy David Cameron flowers?
Sending the biggest bouquets ever received.
Well, here's the weird thing about Cameron commenting on it, because it's a classic thing of a politician, like sticking his finger in the air and going, which way is the wind blowing? I think I'll comment on this. You know, I think, this might... You know, he's got... I mean, morally, I'm not defending you at all, but morally, I mean, last week, he left his 8-year-old daughter in a pub. I don't think, you know, he's a big sort of moral champion. It's well known that his dad kept his fortune offshore, and he's the recipient of that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really see why he had to get involved. It's like some 14-year-old girl who has to comment on everything. What next? Like Justin Bieber's haircut. Oh, I like that.
David Cameron got involved because he's in charge of the economy and he gets shit in the papers every day for having to fire nurses and doctors, and one of the reasons he has to do that is because there isn't enough money in the pot, and one of the reasons there isn't enough money in the pot is because not everybody pays their tax.
If David Cameron was that bothered about it, he could close the gap so that these things can't happen.
I'm sure he will do. But he didn't set the loophole up and point people towards it.
No, but I bet he fucking uses it. I bet he'd use it, and everyone in his party, they'd most probably use it.
Basically, Jim, what you've done is you've single-handedly brought this out into the open, and by next week, you're going to be wearing a cape, you're going to be going over the rest of the... It's Jimmy, the revealer!
Are you suggesting that I'm going to become some sort of government tax czar? off the back of this?
Genuinely, I wouldn't worry about not working for the government. It didn't do Philip Green any harm. So I reckon you'll probably be Prime Minister in a couple of years.
Well, there's that new TV show you can do, Through the Loophole. How can you afford to live in a house like this? You're bad spec. I've got 3 words for you. Bush Tucker trial. This autumn.
Shall we see if my taxes are up there? Let's have a look.
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah. 2? Poldy, yeah.
This is probably a good point to say hello to the millions of extra viewers who will be watching this evening. So. Good evening, Your Majesty. You just can't get the jesters anymore, can you? Oh.
Yes, good evening, Your Majesty, you tax-dodging bitch. One big celebration of tax avoidance, wasn't it? It was one big hearty slap on the back. 60 years, job well done. Millions sorted away.
So what else have the nation been talking about, John?
I think we should move on now, shouldn't we, and discuss something else?
No, I don't think so. I think this is the one opportunity, because, you know, let's put some stuff on the table about Jimmy. He gave me a lift all the way home from Birmingham once, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Yeah, and dropped me off at Reading. And he refused to take any petrol money from me.
So if anyone was on the fence on me, I think, clearly...
Yeah. I just thought, you know, it's not all bad, Jim, you know.
Yeah,
and I
but
remember
mainly.
you bought a pasty as well, if I remember right. And you only gave me 1% of it, but that's not...
Johnstein, what else do you think people have been talking about this week?
Well, David Cameron. Yeah?
I know he is now.
Go on.
David Cameron. He's the Prime Minister.
Yes.
If you're not laughing, you're learning.
Oh, I've got it! It's about the where they all went and met in Mexico. All of them.
The G20?
The G20. That's it, as much as I know.
That's pretty much...
I know I had a chat with her from Argentina, because she's not happy, is she?
She's not happy, no.
And he's not happy.
He's not happy. I mean, who is happy these days, Louis? It's such a difficult world.
He's happy.
Not as happy as he was a couple of days ago.
Anyway, that's it, the G20. The G20, is that what you're going to say?
Louis, you know so much you can leave year 6 now.
And they had a thing where David Cameron, so that we don't think he's chillaxing out there, he did an interview where he was sat on a chair in front of a lovely sea view with palm trees, and they blocked it out with a piece of cardboard, so we're all supposed to think, oh, it's really hard for him. If it were that easy to cover up David Cameron's background, we wouldn't know that he was in the Bullingdon Club and had millions of pounds from offshore bank accounts. You should just follow him around with a big bit of cardboard with a pair of tits on it the whole time. Just go, look at the tits, look at the tits, don't look at that tit, look at these tits.
The Falklands.
The Falklands!
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about! Because she wants them back for Argentina, don't
He didn't just win at the bingo there. What do you think of this Falklands thing? I mean, it's kind of...
I think the Falklands thing is quite interesting. I think what we should do is wind them up. I think we should say... Because I like the name Malvinas. I think it sounds much better than the Falklands. So I think what we should do is keep the Falklands, but nick the name. So that would really piss off the Argentinians. Say, yeah, no, we're going to call it the Malvinas, but we're going to keep it. And also, what we should really wind them up is we should get little Union Jack waistcoats for all the penguins. And put Busby's on the sheep. I think the Falklands would make the ideal tax haven, actually. I do have a problem with... I'm not going to go back to you, but I'll just talk about tax havens, because they're also, like, you know, warm, balmy places. I mean, I don't think we should tolerate tax havens. I would invade Jersey, Guernsey, the Isle of Man, Monaco tomorrow. I'd bomb Monaco off the face of the earth. I mean, that's a country where it's got an economic output of something like 500 billion. It's the size of a large Asda. I'd wipe those places up. You'd solve all the European economic problems if you just closed down all the tax havens. There should be one tax haven. The Falklands takes 14 hours to get there. There's just a rock covered in seagull shit. We go, well, if you don't want to pay tax, go there.
Let's have a look and see if the Falklands is up there. Johnston, what else have people been talking about?
There was a doctor's strike yesterday.
Tell me more.
Doctors are on strike, and they have said they're not happy, and it's all about the pensions, because, you know, their pensions are quite, you know, substantial, and we can't afford their pensions because not everyone pays the tax. Just put that away. And I don't think it'll affect a lot of people, you know. Nothing, all the emergencies are going to be done. You know, if you're really ill, just go to a golf course, collapse in front of a doctor, he's got to help you.
Does he have to help you?
Yeah, if you feel down in front of a doctor going, ah, he can't just step over you. I mean, I'm doing embarrassing bodies. You know, I've said, you know, there's a shortage, Christians striking, so I said I do embarrassing bodies. My plan is, whatever they show me, I chuck some brandy on it and throw a match and go, like that. That should sort it.
Have you watched it? Because they've been doing it live. Have you watched the live one? Oh, I watch it with
one.
me tea.
You can watch that with your tea?
Yeah, and then I like that they're just sitting there. And there was one the other day who said he had one testicle 5 times the size of the other one. Then he just lobbed it out on his Skype. And I was just, you know, tucking into me dumplings. It was lovely. It was...
Sarah, when he said one was 5 times bigger than the other, did he want this one made the same size as the big one?
They sort of pumped it up.
No word of a lie, my mum was once in a hospital having had quite a serious operation. She was a bit delirious and out of it, and somebody came to change her dressing, and the next morning she said to the nurse, "Oh, thank you very much for changing my dressing last night." And she said, "What are you talking about?" And apparently someone had let themselves into the hospital and changed her dressing, and it wasn't the nurse.
One of those bogus doctors.
Yeah.
Was it you, Sean?
Did the room smell of brandy?
That's the thing about bogus doctors, we never strike. On duty.
Right, let's have a look and see whether the doctor's strike is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, doctors were on strike over their pensions yesterday. Health Secretary Andrew Lansley has asked the doctors to scale back their demands, cease industrial action, and to take a look at a rash he's afraid to show his wife. Johnston, what else do you think people have been talking about this week?
Got to be the football.
Got to be the football, hasn't it? I know, George, you cover F1, which is also what the Queen said when she checked your tax return, Jimmy.
That deserved a lot more.
Yeah.
I know that Rooney scored and he's got to mind his new weave, hasn't he?
I haven't got into it massively, but I did see the Ukrainian goal was disallowed.
Yeah.
Do you want to see their reaction?
Yes, yeah.
They weren't happy.
The ball crosses the line, but no goal. The Ukrainians slightly annoyed.
I think the second guy was just a tidy freak, and she picked it up and moved it slightly to the left. I've told you before, it goes there in the ring.
This is the bit that's a bit strange for most football fans, is that Sepp Blatter was all against goal line technology. The minute it favours England, he's all for it.
Does seem like a weird thing, yeah.
Sepp Blatter's quote in 2010 was, "If there's another goal line incident in a major tournament, I will die of embarrassment."
Yeah.
And he has failed to follow through on that promise. I think if you die of embarrassment, that's got to be an open casket funeral, hasn't it? Because the facial expression, I imagine, if you die of embarrassment is... I'm just dead.
You see, not everybody's really interested in the football. Apparently, the male escort services have gone up.
Oh, Christ, I've been so busy. Jesus Christ. Every bloody night. I finish a job, oh, we're joking.
I don't understand why male escort services exist, because I think they must just come out. And if it was me, I'd just go, "Oh, just leave your pants on, love. I just want to tell you about me day." You think I'm lonely?
Do I think?
You have just bought a cat.
I have just bought a cat.
Just bought a cat.
I'm not lonely anymore, fuck you!
Last week we talked about the Euros. We were talking about panini stickers. You revealed that you are a panini sticker...
Sticker collector.
A stickerman. How are you doing on your collection?
Do you know, I bought 8 packs yesterday and I didn't get a single shiny.
I think... Well, a little bit of good news. I've got you a little present. I've got you a little present here. I think you'll enjoy that.
It's me as a sticker.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, John Sticker.
Yeah, and if you do one of those for all the tax inspectors in Britain...
Right, let's have a look and see whether Euros are one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed, the most talked about thing. Yes, England are through to the quarter-finals of Euro 2012. A series of psychic animals have been asked to predict the results. The Ukrainians have a ferret called Fred, the Germans are relying on an elephant called Nelly, and the English have a striker called Wayne. All right, one more thing to get fingers on buzzers. Sean.
Is it that Julian Assange is hiding in the Ecuadorian embassy now? He's hiding in there because they've turned down his appeals against being extradited to Sweden. He's worried about going on trial in Sweden on rape charges. He's worried about it because he's got a habit of telling the truth and it won't turn out very well for him.
But how do you sort of approach an embassy and seek asylum within it? How does that work?
I've literally no idea. I imagine I'll find out later in the week.
New Jersey don't have an embassy. I reckon you're best off in Switzerland, because then you can do looky-likey work for Roger Federer.
If you want to go down to the Ecuadorian embassy, you can spot the Ecuador embassy because they've got lovely sash windows. That was the sound of an audience going... He just made a joke about 90s dance hit Sash. That's what that joke was.
I mean, sorry, I didn't even know that happened.
Ecuador, do. How the fuck have I ended up being the figure of abuse on this show? Can I just say about that Sash joke, I made a terrible error of judgment this evening. I'm very sorry.
OK, let's see if Julian Assange is up there. Julian Assange is seeking political asylum at the Ecuadorian embassy. I wonder if the Ecuadorian embassy has got room for two.
Yeah, did you say room for two or a room for two? Oh, like Bert and Ernie in a bed together.
We've all made mistakes. So, those were the most talked about stories this week. But in other news, the Eurozone crisis was discussed at length this week at the G20 summit. Europe is being held to ransom by the short and curlies, or Greeks as they're otherwise known. Gary Barlow's been given an OBE. In the same week, he's been accused of avoiding millions in tax. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right about now. China's sent their first female astronaut into space. So what you like about China, they'll do anything to get rid of girls. And there are just 35 days to go until the London 2012 Olympics. The sweat, the pain, the physical endurance, people pushing themselves above and beyond their limits. That, to me, is what travelling on the Underground during the Olympics is all about. Right, at the end of that round, I can tell you that John, Louis and Mickey have 2 points. Sean, Sarah and Georgie have 3 points. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. John, Louis and Mickey, pick a question.
Right, anything but the dancing for me.
No, come on, we're not going to do that. We're going to do dancing. We'll do dancing, me and you.
You dancing, Mickey? We'll do dancing.
You're very aggressive tonight, Lewis.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Mickey.
Back off.
Most people have a signature move on the dance floor, true or false?
A signature move?
Like a signature
Yeah,
move?
their step.
Like
Yeah,
a thing
true.
that
Everyone
they
has,
do.
like, a step that they do, or they all...
Yeah. Can you show us yours, Lewis? I know it's hard for you.
No, I don't. I'm a little bit shy.
Don't put you on the spot.
No, I don't want to.
I would hate to put you on the spot, but...
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. Check it out.
So your signature...
That one that you were doing where you were doing the shafting bit.
Yeah.
Like that. They call that the tax man, don't they?
Yeah.
Right, OK. John, what is your signature dance move?
I used to do quite a vivid routine to S Club 7's Reach for the Stars.
Go on, on then, darling.
You used to what, all the moves for Reach for the Stars?
Just sort of moves that were associated with the lyrics, you know, climb every mountain higher, you know. That was when I first learned how devastating I could be around women.
Devastating, not devastated.
So, how would it go?
This is why I do stickers, you see. After this, I go into a little room and I just put stickers in little squares. And I walk back and forth and I say, oh, Rio Ferdinand, but he's not in the tournament, but he's in my sticker book. Oh.
You even dare put a song on for me? I'm going back to the first round.
Sarah, have you got a signature dance move?
I took something from one of my old managers and one of my old jobs where he used to just do that, like that. So I sort of do that, and you can do it to anything. Just do that. And it makes the jugs look good as well, which is important.
That's how most people walk in the East End.
You've got a cat, though, recently, haven't you? Do you dance with a cat?
No, can I? I put my glasses on it.
You put your glasses on the cat?
Yeah.
How adorable was it?
If you pick your cat
So cute.
You look as if you want to hurt it when you said cute there.
I do have to be careful because he's quite little.
Do you love him so much you want to kill him?
Yeah, well, sometimes his eyes bulge and I think, oh, it's time to stop.
Sean, have you got a signature dance move?
It depends what I'm trying to communicate through my dance. If I'm trying to express, you know, complex ideas through my dance, then, you know, that can encapsulate lots of different manoeuvres, which I would work on with a choreographer over a series of months, so...
Georgie, what's your signature dance move?
I don't really have one, but because I'm little, I always get picked up and flung around the place.
So you don't have a move, but you're willing to be picked up and thrown round?
I wouldn't say willing.
Do you have one, Nicky?
Do I have...
Yeah, have you got a signature dance move?
No, really, I normally have to try and get away after I've danced with a girl. You know, I call it the run. You know, and I just leave the building and they come tearing after me and, you know, I have to go down an alley and then I'm...
I like the term signature dance move. Sort of implies there's a move you could do so unique that you could get money out of the bank if you didn't have your cash card. I forgot my card, but... It's definitely you, Mr. Richardson. How much do you need?
So, John, I'm going to push you for an answer.
But I think we've got a man who's a professional, he's made a living at it, he's made a career out of it.
Go with the
Who are we
majority.
to tell majority schmority?
I can see you together, you two, running
False.
off together.
What, me and Louis?
Mickey and Louis.
Do you know what they look like? They look like brothers, and one of them doesn't see their dad anymore.
It's false.
False. You think false. Seanstein.
We're going to go true, aren't we?
True.
True.
I think it's true.
OK, I can tell you the answer is false. Only 25% of people have a signature dance move. Amen. I do a great Michael Jackson impression on the dance floor. All I need is a young volunteer who can keep a secret. Louis. That's it for part 2. See you after the break. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Least romantic thing to do on your honeymoon. John.
Keep the receipts.
Yeah,
solid advice. I should write that down.
Phone out your account and say she wants to swim with dolphins. Can I claim it?
What about phoning home to the wife all the time? That can kill
Sarah.
Is it other men?
The least romantic thing to do on your honeymoon is other men.
To do on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
I resent to, as a man, as being referred to as a thing, Sarah.
You would love to be called a thing, John.
Wow, thing.
OK, least romantic thing to do on your honeymoon.
Well, make Your partner empty the chemical toilet. So, well, I'm hitching up the caravan.
Is it take a book before bed, you know?
The poo?
No, a book.
A book is like a DVD with pages.
I thought you said
Well, it depends what the book was.
If it was like 50 Shades of Grey, it'd probably be OK.
That's true, but then I just rub my button, so...
It's more of a toggle, isn't it?
Have you seen it?
I've seen you walk.
OK, these are all very... I'm going to give you a clue, OK? A lot of people are doing it at the moment. If they're on honeymoon at the moment, they're doing this.
Is it watching football?
That's the right answer. The least romantic thing to do on your honeymoon is watch football. In my own relationship, sex is a bit like football. My girlfriend hates it, and I much prefer doing it in the park with a bunch of guys. Best way to reduce stress.
Best way to reduce stress, pay your taxes.
I must just say this in case the tax man is watching. Hello, I'm Jimmy. I don't think we've met.
Listening to Wales song. The sound Wales meant that. You know, have you ever listened to a Wales song? It's like...
This is a good one.
I'm feeling way more relaxed.
Yeah, we feel really relaxed.
I don't know why, because whales have been the least relaxed animals on the planet. They're endangered.
Probably why, because they're so
Massive,
relaxed.
they're huge, they're enormous, and they only eat krill, plankton, tiny little things like that. Imagine you're a big animal starving hungry, and you only ever get to, like, eat little bits of food. You have to eat millions of them just to get... You never get a good bite of anything. You're like Jeff Capes living off hundreds and thousands. Is it, spends time with your family?
No.
No. Certainly not Christmas.
Is it the M6 toll road? Ah. Worth a £5. Fucking lush.
OK, best way to reduce stress. John?
I don't think there's enough stress. I think too many people are relaxed about, oh, you know, it'll be all right. Stress gets stuff done, doesn't it? Stress says, oh, shit, tax return.
Exercise.
Is the right answer. Yes, the best way to reduce stress is exercise. I've got loads of those squidgy little things you can squeeze in your fist when you're feeling stressed. Hamsters. That sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Sarah and Georgie have 3 points, John, Louis and Mickey are the winners with 5 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.